Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku here with What If Issei Was a Stray Shinigami Part 3 of this What If. Yes, this is Part 3 of this What If. It's been 4 weeks, so no recap. Is not 1 month just yet. So let me begin this What If. Let me shut the fuck up. No recaps. No need for that. Let me just begin, okay? Also, before I go on, I am going to try to continue on the Minecraft one. The, what's it called? What if Issei had a Minecraft Sacred Gear? Because someone asked for me to continue that on. Because it's been 2 months. Shit. But not the point. Also, I am also going to try to continue the Karma Seal one. Because someone else asked me for part 3 on that What If. Because I never did make it. And mostly, yeah. But not the point. Now, let me begin into this What If. Let me shut the fuck up. And other than that, let me begin, okay? Oh, before I continue on, I should mention for part 3 of what's it called? Part 3 of What If Issei Was an Engineer. I'll do that later. And also for part what else other What If? Wait. Oh yeah, part 3 for what's it called? What If Issei Was Dark King Rayleigh will probably be also done tomorrow, later, or I don't know. Also, I should mention the reason why I couldn't upload yesterday in the night was because how should I say, I was at the street mostly for like mostly 11 in the night, or yeah, mostly turning night already. But not the point. The reason why I was out there is because one of my siblings decided to be so troublesome and not tell my mom about where the hell they will be at. And so my mom was crying the whole time, and when I got home I was wondering where the fuck they were at, most of my siblings. Until I had to call the cops, file a report and where the fuck they would be at. They did mostly call my sibling, and when they called them, pretty much they found out they were at this like street, like this neighborhood that's really fucking bad somewhat. And yeah, the cops couldn't really they can't break in and try to grab my sibling and arrest him. That's what my dad and mom wanted them to do, but no, that's not a thing. Also, there's like some other state laws that I found out recently that if you run away from mostly my state, or yeah, in my mostly state, city, whatever, if you run away multiple times, you could go to something called child jail juvie or something like that, and you do get a fine. But of course, if the child doesn't work or doesn't have money for it, they can't pay. Mostly my parents will have to pay. So my parents are pretty much just trying to think on what to do with my rebellious kind of middle sibling child. But yeah, or not my child, mostly their child. But yeah, mostly sibling. But yeah, the middle child. Yeah. But not the point. I never had a rebellious kind of state. Because pretty much I didn't really care about having a rebellious state. I always was kind of smart and not being stupid and having rebellious states or anything. So yeah, I just stay quiet and not care. Move on with life. But not the point. If you are going through a rebellious state now when you're a teenager, I suggest not to make your parents have such a fucking tough ass time. Older sibling or younger sibling have a tough ass time. Just tell them what you feel about, or probably talk to a friend and how you feel about, because I think that's what I did. I never had a rebellious state because I had good ass friends that will listen, but they will also make jokes. And at the same time, I guess I really never cared too much because I never had soft skin, because my friends would be making jokes about it and they didn't care too much. I mean, they cared, but not much. But other than that, I don't care too much neither. Right now, let me just begin this What If. Let me shut the fuck up and let me begin. So, sorry for rambling on. I know it took me 4 minutes, but other than that, let me begin this What If and let me shut the fuck up. So, we begin into mostly Issei, Toshiro, and Foy, kind of getting towards mostly the, where the hollow would be at. This is where the hollow is screeching out, and this is where, multiple hollows are right now in a turf war with, the mostly stray devils. This is where, mostly Issei is seeing this and says, what the hell? This is where, well, Issei is right now in his true form. His eyes are right now dark silverish. This is where, well, mostly they're black silver, but yeah, this is where, well, next to him is mostly Toshiro and Soifan. This is Soifan. Notice his eye color, and always she blushes because she loves seeing his eye color. This is where, well, Toshiro is not paying attention towards Issei and could care really less, but this is where, well, Toshiro says, so I see. So this is the problem right now. It seems that there's hollows fighting against, what are those? Issei say, if I can remember right, stray devils. Huh. Weird. Whatever. Should we kill them already? Issei looks down and right now thinks of a strategy and plan to get them all rid of. Well, get rid of all of them. Instead of just going down there and just cutting them down, he should think of a plan. This is where, well, Toshiro seems to be already tired and he can't really think because he's tired from school. And Soifan is right now kind of thinking of just assassinating all those kind of stray hollows, or mostly, yeah, the stray hollows and stray devils, but yeah. Issei sighs and just thought of something. This is where, well, Issei says, all of you, both of you calm down. Toshiro, I need to make a wall, an ice wall around the whole kind of barrier, or mostly make like a dome to cover every exit from them to leave. Soifan nodded and said, yes, this is where, well, her face was a little bit red, but this is where, well, mostly because Issei was looking into her. I need you to get ready and use all your speed. Mostly, not all your speed, mostly use a bit of your speed to dash around, mostly when I tell, well, Toshiro to make ice pillars into the ice dome. This is where, well, mostly Soifan nodded, and this is where Issei said, and I will be doing the exact same thing as Soifan. We'll be assassinating all the stray devils with speed. If we can assassinate them, all of them, then we won't need to deal with the devils or the hollows. Okay? And Toshiro, you will be still keeping an eye just to make sure no hollows or strays manage to escape from your ice dome. Make sure to enchant it with enough reality so it will not break, okay? This is where Toshiro nodded. He managed to understand that command. And this is where, well, even though supposedly Toshiro is supposedly the captain, mostly not the captain of the squad right now, but mostly he is captain rank. He's like already like, what's it called, a captain rank. He's from the 13th division, whatever. I forgot. I think he was from the 13th division, but not the point. And Soifan is also somewhat of a captain of her own division. Issei is not a captain, but he was actually close to being a captain when he was still in the Shinigami kind of like whole society. Even though he was a lieutenant and always kind of walking around to become a lieutenant, he never did decide to ever take the test or become a, what's it called, captain. Even though there was rumors of him already knowing how to use his Bankai and Shinkai very well. When he was actually a child, kind of, mostly, he was like a prodigy, but way younger to actually learn about his Bankai than Toshiro himself. Of course, a lot of people had envy against him, but at the same time, he never did ever take the test to become a captain himself. He'll either follow different captains. He did follow someone like Zaraki Kanpachi as a captain, and didn't really care. He didn't even mind mostly having Zaraki as a captain. Mostly Issei was that stoic and emotionless most of the time. That's why, well, he was never too scared of mostly Zaraki. And when it came to mostly a little scuffle with Lieutenant and Captain like Zaraki and Issei, they never did kind of been able to kill each other. But they always did kind of give each other scars. Somewhat. Issei did kind of have a scar, but it's healed over time. Well, not over time. It doesn't show in the Gigai, but it's not the point. This is where, well, Issei said, other than that, get ready then. This is where Toshiro nodded. This is where Toshiro right now says, all matter in front of me turns to ice. This is where, well, he uses his Shikai release, and of course this is kind of like older Toshiro. Mostly, if you have never seen older Toshiro in the manga, basically all matter in front of him like freezes up because he can just do that. I think that's what it's called, but not the point. But this is where, well, he uses his Shikai release, and this is where an ice dome actually appears over all of the stray hollows and stray devils, appearing all around them, mostly a dome. This is where, well, sorry. Mostly that was happening. This is where, well, all the hollows and devils are confused. This is where, well, they're screeching. The hollows are still trying to break through the ice, but they couldn't. This is where, well, one of them tries to use a settle, but this is where an ice pillar right now. Mostly an ice pillar, at the same time, ice spikes there kind of smash upon some of the devils and even hollows, but of course the ice, mostly pillar smash, you just hit the dome all the way to the top. This is where, well, not really breaking through, but just making ice pillars. The devils then mostly hollows were confused until mostly both Soifan and Issei managed to get into the dome without being kind of noticed. This is where Issei kind of got into the back of the wall, and this is where he did kind of crack the wall a little bit, but this is where, well, he started kind of blinking through, well, mostly hitting some of the pillars, but this is where he just blinks through and actually appears, dashes, disappears, dashes, and disappears. But he slashes. This is where he cut off a hollow's arm, and this is where the hollow was screeching. He was confused. The other hollows were trying to look around, but all they saw was this dark line appearing from one pillar to another pillar, and then disappearing from that pillar to another pillar. That's all they saw. But they also saw a white kind of like mostly flashing kind of light appearing, disappearing, and stabbing to one hollow, and then stabbing it into the same spot and killing it instantly. This is where, well, all the kind of hollows and devils were right now dying too easily. They did not know what was happening. It was like an assassin, like 2 assassins or 3 or however many there were right now, slaughtering them all down. This is where, well, Issei is right now using his darkness sword, and this is where he just cut them all down so easily, without a care in the world. Or not using his darkness sword, his hands were covered into this darkness, and they are right now kind of put as mostly claw marks. He kind of created his darkness to be kind of claw marks, and this is where, well, he was just disappearing from people, well, mostly some of the hollows and devil's sight, and just kind of clawing them from the neck, killing them already. This is where, well, making sure that no hollows or what's it called, devils managed to survive. But of course, with all that happening, this is where, well, mostly Soifan managed to kill about like a good mostly 10 of them before kind of like landing down, because she found out that all the other remaining hollows and devils were already dead, and someone was actually standing on top of it. It was none other than a kind of dark brown haired boy with mostly dark silver eyes. This is where, well, he did kind of have, what's it called, mostly his hands covered in darkness, claws, and of course blood was on him, but you could barely see thanks to the darkness. Was actually, the darkness around him was like a darkness Shinigami outfit, so of course you can barely see it. But yeah. But this is where, well, after all of them, they're all dead. This is where, well, mostly Issei turns around to notice Soifan, and Soifan was covered by blood, but somewhat blood, but of course it was just thanks to the devils. This is where, well, she was kind of wiping herself off. This is where, well, her clothing was a little bit of drenched by blood, but not much. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of like disappeared from like the pile of dead bodies and appearing right in front of Soifan and saying, "Are you okay?" This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of looks worried about Soifan. Soifan blushes and says, "Yeah, I'm fine." Issei says, "Good to know." This is where, well, mostly Soifan blushes, but this is where the ice kind of dome started shattering, breaking, and this is where, well, it disappears after a while. This is where both Soifan and Issei disappears. Well, Soifan tries to disappear, but Issei grabs her bridal saw and disappears instantly. Thanks to his body flicker, or mostly his flash step being much more faster than Soifan can react. This is where, well, they managed to get outside and appear next to Toshiro, and Toshiro fell asleep. This is where he was literally sleeping. He was too fucking mind damaged, of course, just screwed over from school. He was already tired, dead ass tired, that he fell asleep. He didn't even keep up the reality on the dome. This is where, well, mostly if they were a little bit late on not killing all the Shinigamis, or not Shinigamis, mostly all the hollows and devils, then some of them would escape thanks to, well, some with white hair and bluish eyes, greenish blue eyes, falling and fucking asleep. This is where, well, both Soifan and Issei were just narrowing their eyes, but of course Soifan noticed one thing. She's not kind of standing on the ground, she's right now above the ground, and this is where she realized she's actually in the brighter side with Issei, and Issei is right now kind of glaring at Toshiro, and of course he is holding Soifan. And this is where, well, Soifan's face is all red entirely, while mostly Issei is just kind of looking with a hatred look at Toshiro. This is where he puts down Soifan, which Soifan managed to kind of just cover up her face, because she was pretty much just very bright red. This is where, well, Issei goes up to Toshiro and fucking kick him off the whole building. This is where he didn't care. He literally says, "This is Sparta," and kick his ass. This is where kind of kick him in the back, and this is where Toshiro wakes up after feeling like pain in his back. This is where he says, "Huh?" This is where he realizes he's about to hit the ground, and this is where he looks back and sees Issei says, "This is Sparta, you son of a bitch." This is where Toshiro says, "You mother." This is where Toshiro smashes to the ground and say, "Oh, fuck's sakes." This is where he hates the fact that Issei did something like that. But yeah, this is where Issei narrowed his eyes with a very angry look. But yeah. This is where, mostly, Toshiro says, "Ugh, give me a fucking break already. Ow. Son of a, This is where, he just hates the fact that Issei did something like that. This is where, mostly Issei was already in his eyes, but didn't care too much. He sighs and decides to go to Soifan and just ask her if she's perfectly fine if none of the ice magic hit her. This is where Soifan shook her head. Of course, she was still holding onto her face with her hands. And this is where he says, "Are you sure? You're covering up your face. Are you sure none of the ice magic scratched her face?" This is where mostly Soifan put her hand right in front of mostly herself. And mostly she started waving it right in front of Issei and says, No, I'm fine. This is where mostly Issei said, "Okay." This is where right now Soifan is blushing a lot from the fact that Issei was so close. He is quite good looking when he's in his what's it called, Shinigami form. Of course, the where Soifan is just madly kind of in love with Issei, but not the point. She won't admit it because she is kind of tsundere. But of course, the where she's not going to just randomly attack Issei because Issei will probably either dodge it, grab the attack, or just ignore it. But yeah. But of course, she just acts way too not normal, just too flustered around with Issei. But yeah, this is where we go into mostly a time skip of kind of getting back mostly to Kubo. But yeah, it was kind of in the outside, mostly the outer kind of border of Kubo that mostly they found the hollows and devils. But yeah, this is where mostly Issei and Toshiro and even Soifan was going back. But this is where mostly Issei felt the pressure, mostly Ryasun pressure from, a certain bucket hat. This is where, mostly Issei said, "Hey, you two, where are you going exactly?" This is where, Toshiro says, "I'm going home. I'm going to the apartments that I bought so I can fall asleep." Issei said, "Okay. You, Soifan?" Soifan says, "Oh, I'm going to be, going to, I'm going to my own apartment." So I was like, "Yeah." This is where Issei kind of just looks at her and just kind of give her a warm smile and say, "Okay, well, I should probably be going home, or I'm gonna go visit that bucket hat bastard." This is where both Soifan and right now Toshiro was too tired to even care and who the hell the bucket hat guy was again, for him to actually realize it's actually mostly Kisuke Urahara. This is where Soifan nodded and she just disappears also. They both kind of just use flashlight. But yeah, this is where Issei decides to kind of walk towards mostly where, the bucket hat man will be at. This is where, Issei said, I wonder if he's over here already. Because I can sense him, that bastard. I need to know more information about other hollows, or not other hollows. What is exactly happening here? This is where, we go into mostly the bucket hat kind of walking around, and this is where, he's going, who had a goddamn care in the world. This is where, he's actually kind of walking until someone actually appeared right in front of him. It's not Issei, but this is where, the person has a sword out, mostly it looks to be like a reaper sword, and of course pointing it straight to Kisuke. Kisuke says, whoa, we don't need to attack anyone here. This is where, mostly Kisuke seemed surprised, because he was actually kind of sensing mostly Issei's Ryatsu, mostly Issei and Toshiro, and even Soifan, but he was thinking Issei would be the one to try to cut him down, but it's someone else. It seems to be a girl with kind of bluish hair, bluish eyes. This is where, she had like a full general outfit suit, and this is where, she had like the sword right now pointing to Kisuke. Kisuke was thinking it was actually Issei, but of course it was actually someone else entirely. This is where Kisuke says, "Oh, you're not him. Who are you?" This is where, mostly the person says, "You're not the target I'm looking for." This is where, mostly Kisuke says, "And who's that target for?" "Well, he's dresses similar to you, but what's your name?" "Kisuke Urahara. Nice to meet you." This is where, the girl says, "The name's Estef." "No, you're not the target." God damn it, you're the wrong target. Actually, are you? This is where, well, mostly, someone actually appeared next to mostly Esther, and this is where it was actually a kind of, well. So, what actually appears behind Esther was actually three other people. A girl with mostly white hair, goldenish slick eyes almost. This is where she has kind of palish white snowy skin. This is where, well, she kind of has mostly this armor, this black kind of armor. And of course, she has like some kind of sword next to her, but not the point. This is where, well, next to her is actually a girl with kind of dark blue hair. She has ears on top of her head. This is where she has the toe behind her, who's actually also the same color, dark blue. She has tannish skin, and this is where, well, her eye color is, well, violet purple, and of course, this is where, well, or armor, well, mostly is amethyst purple, but not the point. This is where, well, next to her is a girl with kind of blackish hair, like blackish hair into a ponytail, and of course her hair does kind of reaches down to her, all the way down to her, like, bottom of her back. This is where, well, she kind of has reddish eyes. She has a kind of like, mostly, she doesn't seem to have swords around her right now, but when she activates her ability, she can actually activate swords right now around her. She has actually one special sword that's actually called Black Martial, but not the point. This is where, well, they're all kind of behind Estef, and this is where Estef says, what are you girls doing here? This is where, well, one of them spoke out and says, you know, we're actually here to keep an eye to actually find the target. This is where, well, mostly the girl in the middle, who's actually the wolf, kind of says, I found my target already. I actually found the target already, and I killed him already. Who's that guy? This is where, well, mostly the girl that was next to them, being the blackish hair girl, kind of says, that's not the person. The person had darkish, kind of blackish hair, not blondish hair. This is where, well, mostly Estef looks back at mostly Kisuke and says, huh, you're not even the target. Huh. Okay. Oops. Damn, should we use magic memory kind of erasement to actually erase memories? This is where, well, one of them says, I mean, he looks kind of strong, kind of. Maybe we should try to ask him to join us? This is where Kisuke's just watching this, and this is where he's using his fan just to fan himself. This is where, before he even noticed, someone appears right next to mostly Kisuke, and Kisuke, before he can even react fast enough, this is where it was Issei grabbing him from the fucking back of the head and smashing him down to the fucking ground. Issei says, you son of a bitch, buckethead, I'm gonna fucking ask you for questions, and you're gonna fucking answer me. And Kisuke says, wait, Issei, we can talk about this. Issei says, don't give me that Issei bullcrap. Now you either answer my fucking questions or I kill you right now. This is where almost Kisuke managed to launch his head out of the ground. He spits like some rocks out of his mouth and says, okay, fine, what the hell do you want to know? Issei says, tell me, what's with the fucking hollows and other beings that are right now actually appearing? That's, well, I haven't, this is where Issei says, don't give me that bullcrap if you haven't actually found out the information. Kisuke sighs and right now shows up are so excited and says, I'm surely telling you, I don't know what exactly is happening. There is some possible energy signatures and some possible cases and theories about what exactly is happening, why the hollows actually appearing here. But this is where, well, mostly Kisuke says, I don't really know what's actually happening and why there's hollows here. Issei kind of narrows his eyes and says, fine. Next question. Okay, what is that? You pretty much lied to me, asshole. What do you mean? You say there's 3 people trying to kill me. I said 2, idiot. He says, oh, are there gonna be any more? Not entirely. Who else did you piss off in the freaking Soul Society? Not many people. Maybe Kenpachi? I know you didn't piss off Kenpachi because Kenpachi doesn't care too much about getting angry and having mostly revenge plans to try to kill you. If he was angry, he would have done it a long time ago. Issei says, okay, you should definitely tell Kenpachi to come over here. I'm not telling Kenpachi to get over here. Issei's sad. He looks down saying, why? But he's my captain. I need to talk to him about. You only want to have a fight with him. Aw, you're so mean. Not the point. So there's no more going to be any more like, I don't know, someone else that might show up out of nowhere? Nope. And no, Rayton is not going. Okay, this is where we'll almost see, what's it called? Kisuke was about to get punched in the face until he blocks and says, I'm really telling you, she's not going to come back. Okay, fine. You say right now, let's go for the punch and trying to punch mostly Kisuke. And Kisuke says, thank goodness, you're actually good. enough to actually listen. But not the point. Is there any more questions? No. Actually, yes. What's that? I need you to modify my Gigai to actually have my black silver eyes. No! This is what Kisuke said. No! Issei said, please. I need to put fear into my enemies. What enemies do you have? Everyone is an enemy. God, you're emo. This is where Issei says, I'm not emo. I'm just saying, I just don't like people. I want them to see my eyes and get scared in an instant. God, you're so fucking emo. This is where Kisuke says, okay, what else do you want? Can I also have my scar from mostly... No, you're not having that. Okay, fine. This is where Issei says, you're so mean. Yeah. Fucking just shut up. I'm giving you the favor. Do you want them in both eyes or do you want them in one eye? Also, where the hell is your Gigai? Cone should have it. Why the hell did you give it to Cone? Because I was actually doing a mission and you didn't give me another way to kind of get out of my body, out of the Gigai, to go into my Soul Reaper form. Well, that's just because... I mean, there is another way. Okay, and how will that be? I hit you with my staff, mostly just like Kane. I will punch you in the face. I'd rather eat Cone. Okay, I'd rather eat the damn mostly pill again. Okay, well there's another way. Mostly, we gave this way mostly for Ichigo since he's a substitute Soul Reaper. But for you, I would try to ask for an exception. Issei says fine. This is where, well, right now, Kisuke said, other than that, you gotta go give me your Giga, and I'll fix it, or I will. But do you really want them in both eyes or one eye? But, okay, no, one eye. Oh, thank goodness. I am not going to take that forever just trying to get all the details of your eyes. He says it's fine. Is there some other way to kind of not have them all details, but just have them there? How about this? I will put mostly one of your eyes to be black silver while the other one is actually gold and white. This one are mostly gold and white. Issei narrows his eyes entirely. He narrows them so darkly and malicious at mostly Kisuke. Kisuke will say, okay, never mind, that plan never worked. This is where, well, Issei says, just keep it fucking golden brown and shut the hell up. Fine. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of just narrows his eyes at Kisuke. This is where, well, mostly Kisuke says, I'll be going back to the shop. You can send me that body towards me, and then I'll modify it. Do you want any other modifies? No, and don't you dare try to modify that. I just want my eyes. Okay, fine. You do know how much it would cost. How much? 16,000. Fuck it, I'll pay that. Really? You really want those goddamn creepy eyes to scare the shit out of people? God, I can never convince you to do anything else. But yeah. Also, I think I never did mention how they entirely look like, but his eyes, most of the pupil color is actually dark silver, so of course it's like a blackish kind of like silverish color, but like a, yeah, silverish, like a very dark silver, but not the point. And of course, instead of the white in his eyes being white, they're actually black, but yeah. That's why it's kind of less creepy half the time, but yeah. The pupil is sometimes mostly black, but not the point. Kisuke is having such a hard time with Issei because Issei is literally somewhat of a rebellious yet emo kind of child, but yeah, he just doesn't like dealing with that kid that much. This is where, well, we go into mostly Kisuke kind of disappearing in a body flicker, while mostly Issei looking in front of mostly where Kisuke was looking at and sees 4 girls. You girls didn't see anything, did you? This is where all of them just say, we watched that whole situation happen right in front of us. What the hell are you people? Issei says, I am a ghost, a spirit, boo. This is where, well, mostly all of them want to face plant. The girl who had kind of blackish hair and had into a ponytail just chuckles. She just giggles about this situation and says, ha, ghost, really? So if I hit you with like, I don't know, a rock, it will phase through you. Issei says, hell yeah, it will. This is where she grabs a rock like a pebble and she just tosses it straight to Issei. Issei uses his darkness manipulation of his body because luckily he has darkness clothing and it looks completely different from the normal standard Shinigami outfit. And when the rock was about to hit him, it just phases through his body thanks to the darkness and just went through the other side. Issei says, rock. Ha. You miss. I am a ghost. This is where, well, the girl giggles and laughs and just says, wow, you really are a ghost. I can't believe it. This is where, well, mostly the other girls say, you can't start trying to believe this shit, right? This is where, well, mostly they ask the girl, and the girl says, oh, I mean, I do believe it. I mean, I don't fully believe he can actually will be a ghost, because ghosts, doesn't they fly? Issei starts floating up in the sky, says, I mean, I'm flying up here. He's just standing on the mostly sky. Mostly I found out Shinigamis can't really fly. But yeah, they can actually just stand on mostly the sky by just using a bit of reality. But yeah, Issei says, I'm literally God, I don't need wings, I'm basically a ghost. This is where, well, mostly all of them switch up and says, huh. The girl is still giggling and saying, wow, you're quite interesting. Quite interesting and cute at the same time. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, what? This is where almost his face becomes a little red, but he just kind of looks away. And right now, man, she's become stoic back again. And this is where, well, the girl kind of grins a little bit more. Right now, her kind of reddish eyes is narrowing onto Issei's kind of like dark silver eyes. This is where, well, she likes the color a lot. Even though it looks kind of creepy, she doesn't really care. It looks actually amazing on him. This is where, well, he then says, other than that, I should probably be going then. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, other than that, see ya. Let's never meet again. This is where Issei literally disappears. He just uses a flash up and he's gone. This is where, well, all of them just blinked and says, huh, they're gone. This is where all of them sighs. This is where Esther says, so, this is where, well, they kind of ask the girl with kind of blackish hair. She did have a ribbon, like a kind of ribbon that's kind of tied up to her kind of like ponytail. It kind of looks like this. Let me show you who exactly I'm trying to talk about. So this is how she looks like. Her name is Ha. Yuri's Ha. Mostly she just Ha Yuri for, yeah. But this is where, well, mostly Esther just know her eyes at Yuri. Yuri just says, hey, you can't blame me though. He looked kind of amazing, wasn't he? Those are the girls blush and just look away. They just use magic to teleport, but yeah. Other than that, I'll be leaving it off here for mostly part 3 of this what if. Also, my voice kind of did change because I might not charge my phone in the bathroom, but not the point. Other than that, I gotta be going. Bye, see you, and yeah, bye.